Because what does integrity make you do? Integrity makes you say no. Integrity makes you disagree. Integrity makes you walk away. Integrity makes you honor your full and complete self, what you're feeling, all of you. They don't want women to do that. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kiera. Subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. But first, I wanted to let you know that I started a Patreon. I will link it down below, but basically all of my content that is getting, removed from TikTok or gets a lot of hate, like anything controversial or sensitive, is now going to live on Patreon. So not only the videos that have been deleted by TikTok are already on there, but I'm going to be creating exclusive content for Patreon, and you can, click the link and see what all the different tiers are. There's 3 different tiers, but there will be exclusive podcast episodes, exclusive full-length, long-form videos, and exclusive live videos that only my Patreon members will have access to. So you can go ahead and check that out. Link will be down below. I'm really excited for my Patreon. I think it's going to be a really awesome, safe space for me to create unfiltered, uncensored content. So if that sounds something that you're interested in, please check out the link, and you would also be supporting me, which I would really, really appreciate. So yeah. But getting into today's video, I wanted to talk about the concept of integrity, because recently, over the past couple of weeks, if you really want to hear the mental breakdown, listen to my podcast. I think the last 3 episodes that are up kind of give you an idea of what my headspace was the past few weeks. But basically, with my content being removed, I was banned from live, trolls were mass reporting me, it was a crazy time, bro. And it got me thinking about this concept of integrity. And I've been reading this book, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Probably the best book I ever read so far. It's very rich in if you're a woman, you have to read this book. It's very rich in healing content, right? And the other day when I was reading it, she was saying something about, she related integrity, and in the next sentence she said something about integration. And for some reason, that was the first time that I had connected the dots between those words. Does that make sense? That was the first time I had realized that integrity is a derivative of the word integrated. I didn't realize that. And that changes the word for me, because what people say integrity is moral values, right? But the way Glennon structured it made me look at it as integrity is showing up as your whole and complete self in every situation, but meaning you are not easily going to be changed and manipulated and maneuvered, if that makes sense. That's what integrity is. And then I started thinking, and I was like, ooh, they don't want women to have integrity. They don't teach women integrity. They teach men integrity. They teach women adaptability and how to be malleable for a man. They don't teach us integrity, and that's why I ain't got none. I realized, oh, this is why people get to me so easily, and this is why I feel when I use my voice and I'm silenced or I'm getting hate comments, then I need to stop talking, because I was taught to be pushed around. I was taught to have the opposite of integrity. Do you know why? Because what does integrity make you do? Integrity makes you say no. Integrity makes you disagree. Integrity makes you walk away. Integrity makes you honor your full and complete self, what you're feeling, all of you. They don't want women to do that. They absolutely don't want women to do that. They want men to be able to do that. And what a joke. What a joke that we live in a society that pretends to give a shit about integrity when they don't want women to have integrity. They don't want us to show up as our full and complete selves in every situation. That would require taking up space. That would require taking up space and speaking our minds. They want us to shrink. and sit against the wall a pretty wallflower. And it made me so mad. It made me so mad when I realized that. So I want you, as the viewer, if you identify as a woman, to experiment with the idea of integrity and showing up as your full and complete self in every situation, unchanged. Meaning, so what I say when I mean your whole and complete self, for example, the other day, I was on a call with someone. I was going to be on her podcast. I was on a call with someone who was asking me to do all of these things for her podcast that I really didn't want to do. Like, it was a lot. And she listed all of the things that she wanted me to do. And then she asked, does that sound good? And me, as a woman with my societal conditioning, I had all these thoughts in my head screaming, no, that's not okay. I don't want to do any of these things, right? But me as a woman, my initial reaction was to say, yeah, of course. That was my initial reaction. And when I tell you, this is one of the first times that I really, that voice in my head screaming no got loud enough that I simply could not ignore it. And I said to her, I'm going to be honest with you. If I said yes to this, I wouldn't be being true to myself, and I wouldn't be honoring myself. And I was so proud of myself for being able to say that, because being a woman in this society means being trained not to know what integrity even really is, not to know what that even really means, and that we have that option, that we have the option to say no, the option to disagree, the option to stand firm in our disagreement and not be manipulated around a man to do whatever is most convenient for him. We're not taught. We didn't even know we had that option. And going back to Untamed by Glennon Doyle, which I want to do a whole series. Once I'm finished reading the book, I want to make a whole thing out of that book, because it is so special. It is so special. The whole concept of Untamed, in the beginning of the book, she goes back and forth with this metaphor of a tiger. Actually, pretty much the whole time in the book, she goes back and forth with this metaphor of a tiger that was like kept in captivity, right? And is tamed in that sense. And using that as a metaphor for women, like, we've been encaged, we've been bred in captivity. And that's why I don't know what the hell integrity is, because I was bred in captivity that didn't want me to know what integrity is, if that makes sense. But being untamed, becoming untamed, that is integrity, because that is our whole and complete self. The untamed version is our whole and complete self. So really the whole book, I realized during my podcast when I was talking about this, what's funny about me is I figure out a lot of things while I'm talking, while I'm making content. It's great. It feeds off itself. But yeah, while I was making the podcast, I realized her whole book is about integrity. It's about integrity for women. Not integrity in the way that society has made us think that integrity is and works and looks like, but what would integrity for women look like? It looks like freedom. It looks like uncaged tigers. So yeah, if you identify as a woman, I want you to explore the concept of showing up as your full and complete self, fully integrated, whole and complete in every situation. And that means, we have our shadow self, right? The parts of us that we are ashamed of and that we don't want to show. That means showing up with that as well. Not hiding the shadow self at home, not hiding any part of you. And that goes really well in this instance because, the patriarchy makes us hide a lot of ourselves because it's deemed unattractive or unladylike, whatever. So saying screw that and integrating all of you into every situation, what would that look like for you? That's your homework. Or that is your task for the week. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my podcast. It will be linked down below. And follow me on Instagram at Kiera Breaugh and TikTok at Kiera Breaugh. That's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye.